I'm going to skip all the introductions and platitudes to break the bad news to you that you've been lied to your entire life. You've been conditioned, programmed, and psyoped into thinking that the highest quality of life involves having a romantic partner by your side, and that couldn't be any further from the truth. The good news is I'm going to take a sledgehammer to that theory that's been drilled into your brain, and I'm going to set you free from the shackles of it. A common theme that I see among single men in 2026 is they spend a lot of their time and energy trying not to be single men anymore. They'll employ tactics like looks maxing, game, self-improvement, all in an effort to get a loving relationship. What I don't see anybody doing is people taking a step back and looking at all the areas in life where being single is a massive advantage. So today we're going to go line by line, item by item, and look at all the areas where being single is a benefit to you. The first item we have here on the tier list is deep thoughts. This is especially going to ring true if you're single and you live alone. What most people don't understand is that the great minds and the philosophers of the past and the present all likely got zero play and were alone often. Because there's a certain level of consciousness that comes with being alone for a grip, and you start to ask yourself the big questions in life. Stuff like, what do I want my life to mean? What am I doing with my future? What am I doing with my time now? These philosophical questions that you ask yourself kind of never come up when you're with the partner because you're constantly in surface level conversation with them. You're talking about, do you think this TikTok is funny? Where do you want to go to eat? Good morning, good night, are you okay? All the basic shit, but shit gets real when you spend some time alone in your own thoughts. I'm going to say that it's underrated, not necessarily an advantage because you can still have deep thoughts while in a relationship. It's just they seem to manifest more intensely and end with more purpose when you are single. Next up, we have range of outcomes. Range of outcomes is one of my favorite benefits by far. That means that when you step outside of your house, your range of outcomes is everything from A to Z. And real niggas like myself love going out for a night on the town, but when you're in a relationship, your range of outcomes is so limited. You have to be home by a certain time. You can't get too drunk. You can't approach women. Meanwhile, the single dude can do whatever the fuck he wants to do, and that is a game changer right there. I mean, really, regardless of where you're going, it could be somewhere boring like the mall or a grocery store. Knowing that every time you set foot outside your house, the sky is the limit is an incredible feeling. I'm not here to feed you all copium. Just because anything can happen doesn't mean that everything does happen, but knowing that it can happen gives you reason to wake up the next day and keep living. Next up, we have multiple women. This one's pretty simple here. It's the idea that because you don't have a girlfriend or a wife, you're able to talk to multiple women at the same time. I'll tell you what, this is overrated. I think men that are in relationships think about this more than men that are single. And two things I never hear anybody speak on when it comes to talking to multiple women at the same time. One, you have to play this weird in-between role where you act like you care, but you kind of don't because you don't want to overstep your boundaries. You have to wear a mask, and at this point in my life, I have no interest in doing that. Also, the women that are okay with you talking to multiple women are usually mid as fuck. Next up, we have answer to no one, and this is an instant game changer right here. Answer to no one is just the simple fact that as a single man, you owe nobody an explanation. When you are in a relationship and you step foot outside your house, it's standard to get questions like, where are you going? How long are you going to be? Why are you going? Can I come with you? Meanwhile, if you're a single man, you can go get your face tatted, you can fly to Dusseldorf, Germany, and you can subscribe to the channel right now for more insights like this, and nobody will ask a single question of you. Pure unadulterated freedom just hits different. We grow up our whole lives having to answer to teachers, parents, adults, just to become adults finally and have to answer to our partner. It's never really made any sense to me. Next up, we have no past. If you have a girlfriend and she's around you all the time, what you'll see is that you'll take L's, and then months later down the road, they'll remind you of the L's that you took. Whether it was at the casino, whether it was the time that you got punked, there's going to be someone that's going to act as an unofficial scribe and see what went down. And even though you want to forget and brainwash yourself out of it, they won't. I will say the idea of having no past is an advantage because any L you take, you know, unless you bring it up, unless you think about it, it's no issue. But when you have a partner there by your side, you can't erase her brain too. Next up, we have Party of One. This one's really going to hit for my solo divers and the dudes that have the balls to go out by themselves. You see, when you walk into a lesser populated bar or lounge by yourself, you immediately become a subject of interest. The caveat to it all is that you do need to have a little bit of swagger. You do need to have aura. You'd be shocked at the amount of attention that you get and also the amount of invitations that you get to join other groups. You see, when you're with a pack of dudes or with a woman, people see you as occupied already. Meanwhile, if you're by yourself, you're less intimidating and easier to bring along. I actually have a crazy story about how I met these two Beckys maybe 3 or 4 years ago. I spent an entire weekend with them all because I went to a bar by myself. This blonde chick was like, "You seem lonely, you should hang with us," and that's exactly what I did. Next up, we have reality max. Have you ever noticed that the most blue-pilled men you've ever met in your entire life are the married ones? Meanwhile, the ones that understand black pill to a T and the ones that understand red pill to a T are going to be single. This might be a hot take, but I would rather talk to the dude that's had his heart stepped on a million times and understands that the world is not all peaches and rainbows than the dude that's married and has no clue what's going on and living in La La Land. I'm going to say this is an advantage because this is going to directly translate to your ability to spit facts. Next up on the tier list, we have zero paranoia. See, this is the dark truth that nobody wants to talk about in relationships, but you never really 100% know your partner's intentions. She could still be in love with their ex. She could be plotting on you for your money. She could be cheating on you right now and you'll never know, and there's nothing you can really do about it. Meanwhile, when you're single, you don't have to worry about any of this shit. I'm not going to say it's an advantage, but I'm going to say it's underrated. You sleep better knowing that nobody can do you filthy. Next up, we have feel all the feels. This is really just a cousin to reality maxing and range of outcomes. Some of the highest highs that I've had were as a single man, and some of the lowest lows I've had are as a single man. This one's not going to be a advantage, but I will say it's underrated to know that you're feeling every single feeling in the emotional Rolodex. Next up, we have time with the boys. I need you guys to walk with me on this one. You see, someone's in a relationship and they think that if they were single, they would have more time to spend with their boys. But because a lot of people are in relationships nowadays, or entertaining a woman at least, they are so pussy whipped. They are so cucked that they can't really act on their own free will. So if you had free will, that's one thing, but that doesn't mean that your friends will also have free will. They will also be cucked and be asking for permission to hang out with you. I can't make it here. I can't do this. Sorry, I have to be with my girl. I'm going to say this one's actually non-existent. You have to live it to understand it. I might not have explained it the best, but if you get it, you get it. Next up, we have self-sufficient. This is just knowing that as a man that you're 100% able to rely on yourself, make your own meals, get your own money, do your own laundry. I'm going to put this one in the overrated category because when you're in a relationship, you actually need to be more self-sufficient. You need to be more self-sufficient because you need to be helping her as well. So you need enough strength for two. Enough strength for one is just normal. Next is battle ready. You see, science hasn't quite caught up to this yet, and I don't know if this is 100% true, but this is a theory that I've crafted for a while. I think men that are single are going to be more prone to violence, and they're going to have a higher testosterone level than a man that goes home to a wife, kisses, cuddles, and reality TV. I know there's no science backing this, but someone please do the math. It's overrated regardless because your mind shouldn't be in a place of wanting to start violence. Next up, we have master your craft. This one is huge. You see, if you really want to leave a dent on the world, it's going to take thousands of hours of you grinding at something. And a lot of times the behind the scenes of you grinding is actually extremely ugly and it turns into an obsession. Women don't really like seeing you go through things like this. They actually get concerned for your mental health when you lock in too hard. But when you're by yourself and you're single, you can lock the motherfucker in without anybody tapping you on the shoulder, anybody being concerned for you. You can just grind until you can't grind anymore and focus on leaving your dent on the world. This is a game changer if I've ever seen it before. Next up, we have save money. You see, I'm of the belief that men should always be paying. That doesn't mean that you're cash apping her. That doesn't mean that you're buying a dozen roses. But when you guys go out to dinner, if you book a flight or a vacation somewhere, you do have to pay. That's just part of being a man. That's part of the package. I would say it's an advantage being single because you're going to save money just by not spending all the time. Think about this. Every time you go to a restaurant, your bill is multiplied by 2. Anytime you book a flight, your bill is multiplied by 2. It's just exponential, and over time, it really does put a dent in your bank account. When you're single, you're saving that guap. And the last item we have here on the tier list is argument free. You see, a lot of people are talking about cortisol spiking. It's the new meme lately, but a relationship is literally a permanent cortisol spike. If you argue with one of the boys or like a coworker, in 3 days it'll go away. No one really cares. But in a relationship, it's a constant war. You are constantly at odds with your partner, and it's actually healthy to have arguments such as part of the package. I'm going to say it's underrated not have to argue with anybody and be cortisol free. The easiest way to keep that cortisol nice and low is subscribe to the channel, like this video, and stay tuned for the next video. If I missed any other benefits of being single, go ahead and comment them down below and we'll place them in a tier. Thank you so much for watching. Peace.